Hello everybody and welcome back. Last time we explored a little bit more of Mercury Lighthouse and we were able to obtain our second Mercury gene. This time we're going to go through a few of the classes that we have available, some of which I've gone over before, but we can actually reach new ranks. So let's start with a familiar class. Now that we have 2 Venus genes and 2 Mars genes, if Isaac and Garrett were to trade between each other, they will be able to access the second rank of the Brute class. This rank is the Ruffian. It has a 120% in HP, which is pretty decent. It has an upgrade to its synergy to 80%, which is a bit better, but it's still pretty poor. As for its attack, it has been upgraded by 10% to 130, which is decent as well. And their defense is now at the standard 100, and their agility has also went up by 10% to 120, which is pretty okay. As for their luck, unfortunately it remains the same, pretty poor at 70%. Now, as for their synergy they have available, the Ruffian does not unlock any new synergy, but by being at level 13 as the party is right now, they'll have access to the Growth synergy as well as its upgraded form, Mad Growth, which is a Venus synergy with a power of 60, a cost of 10 synergy and a range of 3. They of course have the also familiar Blast, and they have a new synergy called Planet Diver, which is a Mars attack with an added 36 to your base attack. It is a single target synergy and it has a cost of 7 synergy. Alright, now let's move on to the next class. If we were ahead and trade genes between Isaac and Ivan, they will be able, Isaac will access the Apprentice class, in this case the second rank in the Apprentice, Illusionist, which provides him with an upgrade to his HP to 120%, which is pretty decent. His synergy is now at 130, which is also pretty good. He now has 120 in attack, which is also quite good, as well as an increase in 10% to his defense and agility. His luck, however, remains the same, and as for the synergy that he has available, he has 2 new moves. He has a Jupiter synergy called Astral Blast, which is a Jupiter attack with another 32 base attack, so it's somewhat similar to Planet Diver. It has a cost of 5 synergy and a range of 1. And he has another support synergy called Weaken, which lowers a target's elemental resistance by 40 points, and it has a cost of 4 synergy and a range of 1. Now, on the flip side, by having 2 Venus genes, Ivan is able to access the second rank of the Seer Jupiter class, which is the Diviner. He now has a 110% in HP, which now puts him slightly above the standard. As for his synergy, he is now at 140%, which is pretty darn good. He has now the standard attack and defense, and his agility has gone up to 120, which is pretty good. His luck, however, remains unchanged at the standard. Now, as for the moves, of course, he has the Bolt, as well as its upgraded version, the Flash Bolt, as well as Growth and Mad Growth, which we've gone over before. And he has the Cure and Cure Well synergy. I'll go over the latter one, which restores 150 HP, has a cost of 7 and a range of 1. Unfortunately, the Diviner does not unlock any new synergies. Now, if we were to trade genes between Isaac and Mia, Isaac would reach an entirely new class, the Swordsman Venus class. In this case, since he already has 2 Mercury genes, he reaches the second rank, Defender. In this rank he has 120% HP, which is pretty good, standard synergy, 120% attack, which is also pretty good, as well as defense, standard agility and and a 120% in luck, which is also pretty good. Now, the defender actually does unlock a few new synergies. In this case, the play synergy, which we see from Mia, which restores 100 HP, has a cost of synergy of 4 points and a range of 1, and a new synergy called Avoid, which basically reduces random encounters, and this is a purely utility synergy, meaning that it cannot be used in combat. It has a cost of 5 synergy and a range of 1. Now, as for the basic synergy that Isaac has access to, he has the Thorn synergy, which is a Venus synergy with a power of 35, a cost of 6 synergy points and a range of 3. He has the Cure Poison, which removes poison or deadly poison, which is also called Venom. He has access to Restore, which removes a variety of status conditions such as Delusion, Sleep and Curses. He has a cost of synergy of 3 points and a range of 1. And finally he has a single target synergy called Cutting Edge, which is a Mercury attack with an added 32 base attack with a synergy cost of 5. So it's like the Mercury equivalent to Planet Diver. Now, on the flip side, when Mia has 2 Venus Jinn, she turns into the Seer Mercury class. By having 2 Venus Jinn, she accesses the Diviner, which is it shares the same name as the Seer Jupiter and has a few similarities. She has 110% HP, which puts her at slightly above the standard, 140 synergy, which is pretty good, standard attack and defense at 100, decent agility at 120, and standard luck at 100. She has access to a variety of moves such as the Cure line up to the Cure synergy as well as the Cure Well synergy, a Mercury synergy called Fraud, which is a Mercury synergy with a power of 28, a cost of 5 synergy and a range of 3, the Growth and Mad Growth, which we've gone over before, as well as the Restore and Cure. Now, on the flip side, let's go to Garrett. If Garrett were to go ahead and trade Jinn with Ivan, he will have access to the second rank of the Page class. In this case, it is called Illusionist. In this rank, he has 120 HP, which is pretty good compared to the previous rank. He now has 130% synergy, which is also quite good, as well as 120% attack, 110 defense, which is slightly above the standard, 130 agility, which is actually very good, and slightly below the standard luck at 90%. Unfortunately, the Illusionist does not unlock any new synergy, but he does have a few new moves. He has the Weaken synergy, which lowers a target's resistance by 40 points, has a cost of synergy of 4 points and a range of 1. He also has the already familiar Volcano synergy, which is a Mars synergy with a power of 45, a cost of 6 synergy and a range of 1, and he has the Astral Blast, which we gone over before. So, on the flip side, when Ivan has 2 Mars Jinn, he goes into the Pilgrim Jupiter, in this case the second rank of the Pilgrim Jupiter, which is the Wanderer. At this rank, Ivan has 110 HP, which puts him at slightly above the standard, 130 synergy, which is quite good, standard attack with 100, slightly above the standard defense with 110, quite decent agility at 130, and pretty good luck at 120%. Unfortunately, the Wanderer rank does not unlock any new synergies, but at level 13, Ivan has access to 2 new synergies. He has the upgraded version of Slash called Wind Slash, which is a Jupiter synergy with a power of 50, a cost of 9 synergy and a range of 3, and he has access to the Familiar Plasma, which is the Jupiter synergy with a power of 45, a cost of 8 synergy and a range of 3. Now, if Garrett were to trade Jinn with Mia, he would access the Swordsman Mars, class, which carries some similarities with the Swordman Venus. So, at the second rank Divine Defender, he has 120% HP, which is quite good. A standard synergy, 120% attack and defense, which is pretty decent. The standard agility and 120% luck, which is pretty decent. This rank also unlocks a few new synergies, the ones that we gone over before, the Ply synergy and the Avoid synergy. And Garrett now at this level has access to the Blast synergy that we gone over before and its upgraded version, Mad Blast, which is a Mars synergy with a power of 50, a cost of 9 synergy points and a range of 3. The support synergy Guard, which boosts a target's defense by 25%, has a cost of 3 synergy and a range of 1, as well as the Cure Poison, which we gone over before, the Cutting Edge, which we also gone over before, and Restore. So, now, on the other side, when Mia has 2 Mars Gene, she accesses the Pilgrim Mercury class, which, as you can guess, bears some similarities to the Pilgrim Jupiter class. So, at the rank of Wanderer, Mia has 110 HP, which is slightly above the standard. She has 130% synergy, which is pretty good. Standard attack, slightly above the standard defense. Pretty good agility, and her luck remains unchanged at 120%, which is still pretty good. And she has access to a few new synergies. First of all, she has the Mercury synergy Daus, which is a Mercury synergy with a power of 25, a cost of 5 synergy and a range of 3, as well as its upgraded version, Drench, which has a Mercury power of 60, a cost of 10 synergy and a range of 3. Then we have the Prism synergy, which has Mercury power 40, a cost of 7 synergy and a range of 3, and finally the already explained Restore. Unfortunately, the Wanderer does not unlock any new synergies, and then finally we have what will happen if we trade Jean between Mia and Ivan. Once they trade between themselves, they access a new dual elemental class, which they actually have full access and they share completely. This is the Hermit class. So, by having 2 Mercury Gene and 2 Jupiter Gene, both Ivan and Mia can access the second rank, that is the Elder rank. In this rank they have 90% HP, which is slightly below the standard, 150% synergy, which is quite impressive actually, 90% attack, which is again slightly below the standard, standard defense, 140% agility, which is pretty good, and 120% luck. Now, as for the synergies that they have available by level 13, they have access to the support synergy Impact, which boosts a target's attack by 25%, has a cost of 7 synergy and a range of 1, as well as the Prism synergy, which is a Mercury synergy with a power of 40, a cost of 7 and a range of 3, and finally we have the very familiar Plasma synergy. Alright, so with that we've now gone over every single dual elemental classes. You might be wondering when we'll actually get to the tri-elemental classes. Well, those actually require quite a lot more gene that we have on hand, so it will be quite a while until we get to those. So I think we can actually go a bit longer on this video and proceed a little bit further through the lighthouse. And here we have actually a new enemy. This is a Siren. She is level 10, she has 169 hit points, 12 synergy, 107 attack, 27 defense, 54 agility, 9 luck. As for her elemental resistances, she has 100 Venus, 72 Mars, 100 Jupiter, and 127 Mercury, and she has 100 Mercury elemental power. Now, she usually yields 96 experience points, which would then become 124 when we use a Mars Gene, As for the coin drop, she drops 127, which will then become 165, and she has a 1 in 16 chances that then become a 1 in 4 that she'll drop a crystal powder, which is an item to be used in combat that deals mercury damage, kinda similar to the oil drop. Now, her commands are of course the basic attack, and there is a 25% chance that she'll use that, and she has a few synergies as well as a monster skill. First off, she has the fraud synergy, which, as I went over previously, is a mercury synergy with a power rating of 28, a cost of 5 synergy, a range of 3, and there's a 25% chance that he'll use that. He also has the sleep synergy, which may inflict sleep status, has a cost of 5 synergy and a range of 3, and has a 25% chance that he'll use that move. And finally she has her monster skill, Heart Render, which lowers a target's attack by 25%, and there's a 25% chance that he'll use that. And we get to attack first. So, by herself she's not too much of a threat, but if she's encountered with bigger groups, it's usually a wise idea to get rid of her as quickly as possible. Alright, let's proceed. And we are caught by surprise. Luckily these are pretty weak enemies, so it shouldn't be too hard to take them down, even by using normal attacks. Alright, let's continue onward. And we have a few more of these. And another new enemy. This is a harpy. They are level 10, they have 105 HP, no synergy, 104 attack, 25 defense, 46 agility and 4 luck. Their elemental resistances are 127 Venus, 48 Mars, 7 Jupiter and 72 Mercury, and they have 110 Jupiter elemental power. Now, they usually yield 38 experience points, which would then become 49 if we finish them off using a Jupiter gem. As for their coin drop, they usually drop 53 coins, which would then become 68, and there's a 1 in 16 chances that then become a 1 in 4 that they'll drop an elixir. As for their commands, they have of course the basic attack, and there's a 75% chance that they'll use that, and they have a unique monster skill called Shriek, which is a Jupiter attack with a power rating of 30. So no big threat here, I would say. Let's go ahead and get rid of them. And I forgot to change Ivan and Mia back to their original classes, so I'll do that as soon as the battle is over. Alright, there we go. I believe it's this one? Yeah. Alright, let's continue here. He who honors the goddess of rainbow shall be guided to the heavens upon wings of fluid grace. Alright, so we reach a quite unique room with a goddess statue and a rainbow, and we were told to honor the goddess. We're actually quite close to the end of Mercury Lighthouse, so I think we'll continue on from here next time. See you guys!